live in the server, 3D Max Sinners, little ancient play. It's Sinners pick. I'm curious to see how they're going to play this. Was impressed by what they were bringing through on their matchup against 9 2 days ago. But 3D Max, a little bit of a different customer than 9 playing with the stand-in. And look at 3D Max taking the initiative here. 4 down into the window peak. Oh, it's going to be a brawl right off the rip. Sinners have the information, though. They got a lot of util. They could make something happen here. And actually, they're just sitting. Not trying to reveal anything. Think's on. No kills just yet. But they've pushed back this initial thrust from 3D Max. You know, we were talking about the pace of play in the pre-show. We might be seeing some evidence of it. A little bit of an exchange, running out of time. There is that kit, but they need to get some kills going, and ZEDKO's denying them. Trade on might not be good enough. It's just going to be a stick from Ecstasy's. No way they let him get away with this one. There's no way. No. Hold off, drop down, B-stick, finds the kill he needs to keep it going. A little closer than comfort, but Sinners do a great job of controlling that round, right? They reject the initial aggression from 3D Max. They force them out of a position of comfort, and then they take the site.
A fantastic control right there from Sinners. Honestly, I thought 3D Max was going to do one of the classics there, just get aggressive out of the gates there, find some success, but Sinners just don't allow them that opportunity. They don't give them the fights on their own terms right there. Instead, they just tuck in, they hide, say, you can press us if you want to, but they're so prepared for that CT side aggression. Here's that molly coming through, so common on Ancient right now. Everyone's throwing it towards that shelf side, and B-Stick jumping up, going to take care of Haji early. Quick opening pick there, looking for more there. Lucky is going to fall, or rather, Quartz is going to fall to Lucky, and have themselves a nice little 4v4.
And there it is.
Doesn't last long.
Yeah, I like the idea. It's kind of a rinse repeat of the same idea. They love a little mid aggression to 3D Max. They love it. But as we've seen from Sinners, take B main, sit, wait, prepare for that aggression to come your way. It's the early counter. They've found the right counter punch initially. 3D Max are stacking the right site though. And this is going to be interesting. Don't think there's much chance, even with the 2 players here, of this round working out for them.
Just too low on HP here. Lucky hiding in that corner. They're not cleared. Oh, B-Stick gonna turn in time though. Making sure that nothing gets too far out of control here, and XRC's gonna be taken down there on the flank as well. Shot gonna find him. Sinners up to that 2-0 start. It's
a very nice start. The question becomes, probably not in this round, but in the following, how's 3D Max going to deal with it? Because your idea for dealing with the B main control was to go for mid aggression. That's not working. Where's the look? Where's the change up? Do you go down B main? Do you sit in towards the site? Do you hold on to cave control for a retake setup? Gonna need to see the next step in this approach. Right now, we got the stack of nades. Oh, this could be fun.
Shock's gonna be in for a rude awakening. Nope, no, he's gonna avoid it all actually, and just clotheslines Lucky. Sure, dealing with that CT side mid aggression again. But the collapse is coming through here from Shelf as well. Court's gonna get all these sweet ecos. A man after my own heart here.
That one's a little disappointing for me for 3D Max. Okay, they've run the same initial setup 2 rounds in a row, right? You've run the same play, aggression down mid. Why not bring those nades over towards B main? Why not throw those ramp? Why not, you know, change up where the thrust is going so you're at least catching somebody off guard with the HEs? I mean, if there was one position Sinners could have expected an 8 stack to come through, it's the elbow, because you've had mid aggression every round.
I'm with you there. They definitely are throwing their hand consistently at this mid side, and we'll see if that remains true. They still put a lot of emphasis on it, but it's not a sacrifice of this B control. It's actually leaving that A side open for a split second there. Sinners are not going to be in a position to capitalize. Right now, 5 players defaulting outside of this B side.
Here's the changeup. They threw the double deep molly, which means that Sinners is now on notice. They haven't been able to settle into their B main spots. They're a little wary that there's a more aggressive stance. And there's not actually. 3D Max are holding back passive. They don't have a ton of utility for a sustained engagement. So here comes the take. This engagement's going to be huge. Kane stays alive. Important. Joko, nice find. Looking for more, but the nade obscures his vision. He can't find the stack. So bomb going down. It's still a very good position for Sinners. 3D Max try a different look. Not sure it's going to work out. Even in even situations, this is a tough sell. And actually, Lucky and Exorcist have backed off. I'm wondering whether their teammates are going to soon follow.
So if they allow them here, Haji's in a position where it's going to be tough to fade away, but makes it around the corner there. Maka, it's crucial that he gets out with this op, but it caught with utility. And just about enough out of Oscar. Right there on that rifle. The op is recovered there at least, and the smoke should facilitate his exit. That bomb does a lot of damage, though, so you better get running.
Yeah, I don't know if
Haji
Haji
they'll make it out safely.
He should be fine now, but that was a little tentative.
He hit the gas, hit the jets on out of there. All good here, but Sinners have the jets running right now here out of the gates. 0-4 here, and it feels like they have all the right answers to what 3D Max is throwing at them.
It's very impressive so far. They've also completely stymied Haji and Maka to this point, who are, most of the time, the two heavy hitters for this roster. It's only 4 rounds. It's early. But you do want to see those guys activated if you're 3D Max. You've got to get them activated. An eco here. This is odd. Okay, no, Maka, I was going to say this had dropped off, but he was just very late to buy armor. A little bit of a weird one. Maybe some indecision. And what is Exorcist doing? Getting aggressive, just walking through the smoke, but he didn't have support from Donut. I don't know whether that was a miscomm or whether he was just trying to be cheeky, but it's a different look from Sinners. They wanted to hold on to this mid control, and
mid control that you don't have is so incredibly bold. Tries to do it off the flashbang, but obviously it's too tall of a task here. This underhand HE is going to be hurt. Shock is on awareness here. Just got to hide in toward that corner, but he doesn't step out, and he's going to lose the duel. So a little bit of grace given.
I think the A1S might have done him in there.
Right, you see that barrel easily.
So we got the check. It's back into the B take, but this time bodies are on spot, and Haji's got the lineup. Haji doing damage. Not able to find the last, but look at the hell of that B-stick. Bomb is down. It's not great retake util, and now there's no Joko. It's another tough ask of 3D Max. Have not had a great time of it getting back into this spot. Maka's trying to pre-fire, but Lucky things up. Oh, the timing, the double swing is beautiful, and Quartz takes both.
That's that quick communication rolling on out there. Coming through from Sinners is instantly ready to double swing right there. You need to be proactive. You've got 2 lanes that you have to worry about, especially when you lose that player in the back of pillar. You start to get a bit concerned in those post-plant positions. So taking that duel again on your own frontier for Sinners is absolutely crucial in that 2v2. Calling in for that help there, and it just comes through in time here. We got a timeout called from 3D Max as they are slow to lift off here.
Gotta fix something. I mean, that time I even felt like, you know, they adjust somewhat. Look, let's just ignore what Exorcist did in mid. A decent recovery in a 4v5. I don't know what the heck the comm was. He must have thought Donut was open or something. I really don't know what was going on there. But you get yourself into a decent situation. The problem is you lose the B site. Again, Sinners change up the initial look. They go for that heavy mid control, and then they shift back into the B take. Right now, it's all been Sinners leading 3 Max around by the nose. You don't have any ability to impact around early on. When you've tried to go for aggression, it's been punished. And then Sinners force you to play their game.
Still coming up with all the right answers here to take these bomb sites, punish the CT side proactivity. Got a bombardment of utility tossed over towards this.
This is more
kind
like
of looks side of things, but it just doesn't really land for damage. A aggression finally panning out there. Exorcist goes for a different approach. This time not diving through a mid smoke. And Shock, he gets caught off guard right there.
That's huge. That's huge. That's a different look. You go for the utility, the molly, the smoke down mid. Then you have Exorcist pushing a main while Lucky distracts from middle. It's the 1-2 punch. It shuts down this periphery, and it puts Sinners on notice as well. They're moving back en masse. Full numbers. Giving up all their control towards B to try and take the space. The question is, with a minute still on the clock, it's such a passive hold in towards mid. Lucky is so far back. 3D Max are scared of giving up this round now that they found the advantage. And it does mean that you have a situation where Sinners can gain a lot of ground for free. They're going at main instead of middle. which is interesting. They could be wary of the op potentially being posted in towards mid. It's a reasonable suspicion.
Ooh.
They're gonna have
See that
Quartz
big old shadow.
fake this control. Exorcist, what you got? There's the shadow. There's the kill. Looking for more. Pre-fire not quite gonna have it, but it's decent damage and information as well.
Chance there in the 3v4 to take this site. There, wide swing coming through. No one blinded up by the flashbang. Lucky just swings into the fences here. Yoko desperate to recover, but diving through a smoke right into the hands of ZEDKO. They just deliver these kills. Now it struggles to get the bomb plant right now. They're a little bit concerned about this right. The flank formulating from Haji. Valuable time. Ball off the clock. Maka gonna go through another smoke here. Ooh. Finds the first kill. Looking for more around this corner, but the op is covering. And Oskar has all angles on lock here, denying access on the retake.
That's actually Maka's first kill as well. Going through a smoke close-up op shot, catching somebody off guard. They have not been able to get the op involved at all early on. And Sinners, different look. You know, you lose that A lurk. What do? You don't get funneled into B. No, you go back. You go back and you take A. You show them they can't take away your lurk. They can't take away your options. 3D Max down onto an eco. This is starting to look really disastrous. It was bad before. Now, 6 unanswered rounds. A 7th almost certainly on deck. Terrifying. Okay, the aggression out of cave. This is working. Here we go. This is the 3D Max flavor. This is what they want to be doing. This is what they've been trying to do all game long. And Exorcist takes command. So what a way to get activated. What a way to get involved. Now it's just the A lurk. You got a reasonable idea of where he is. Joko's gonna put him in the dirt.
That is a flawless round right there. They don't lose a single soul. Pick up 3 AKs and an opposite reward as well. Incredibly happy with the result of that round. It's maybe a little bit late into the half to finally be figuring out some of these solutions, but better late than never here. And that's one of those rounds that can really swirl some momentum in your favor here. Find your ground here. Start to hold things down from this point forward. We'll see if that is the case or if it's just a flash in the pan round that they're able to find. Centers, certainly it's a wake-up call for them to say, hey, we need to start preparing ourselves for more of that.
I mean, it's the explosive element. It's what Sinners have been trying to anticipate this whole time, but that's the danger of 3D Max, right? Pistols, SMGs. Let them get in your face. It can be dangerous. They're going for this cave aggression this time, but Sinners are so prepared for it. The exchange is there. Oh, Joko, though! He's the key piece. He's the hammer. Bringing on the action. And now B-main control, man, advantage, and tracking the molly back through the smoke, leaves it all onto Oskar.
Oh. It's a dance here, one back though from Oskar. Don't want to let him clutch up here. Avoiding the HE for now. Just left behind it here. Has the bomb in his hand right now, so there are some open routes that he could take here. Soon to be closed off, as you can see. Exorcist going on a little bit of a mission here, but they actually fade back from the smoke. There's no way Oskar in his right mind would ever push through this. That is insanity.
It's the last thing they'd expect. It's the first thing he does. But Maka's actually held beautifully for this. This should be a slam dunk, and indeed it is. 3D Max chaining 2 rounds together. Now they get a chance to make a map of this here on Ancient. It's taken them a long time to find their footing. But now we could get a defensive half. We could get something going. And it's going to be the case for both these teams that they like the attacking side, right? 3D Max love it as well. They tend to have much stronger T sides. So you get them enough rounds, and what do you always say, Cole?
Get me on T side.
Get them on T side. That's what they're looking for.
Been known. That has been known. Right now, look at this exercise playing like it's a T side here. The lineup is good, but it's still a 2-for-2 trade that they can work with here. Center's going to take that claim all the way in towards the bomb site here. Late flashes coming through, but Maka will be able to post up in time, at least to cover the cross towards his big box. This isn't the end goal, though, for Sinners. They are going to reroute this take here and utilize shock on a bit of a mid lurk. Maybe you can make some magic happen. Oh, they're hearing this.
I don't know if that was the X-ray. I almost think Joko might have just seen a pixel as the smoke faded. Hard to judge with the X-ray. There's 2 players watching for it, so yeah, I think he has the awareness that they're on the mid. Presence clearing back in goes the way of 3D Max. That could have been spicy, but as it is now, you got the 2 heaviest hitters alive still. Oskar with that AWP. Quartz, who's been having a really strong game, was having a very strong run of form yesterday as well. So Quartz has been a big piece for this roster in the playoffs.
Newest addition as well, which is cool to see, right?
It is. It's so hard for a team like Sinners that have a very limited talent pool, being a national team. You know, you can only have Czech players, really, right? In terms of language. So having a new talent come up, having somebody, you know, bolster the roster, that's huge.
Let's get into this B site here. Smoke to facilitate a cross, but Oskar not so fortunate here. It's just Quartz left standing. Haji has both of them on lock. It is going to be 3 rounds strung together here for 3D Max, finding themselves in a good spot. I mean, that 2v2 is scary, especially when they're able to take that space in the 3v3, but not going to be able to close things out there for Sinners. And those are the 3 rounds that they need to finally break that economy, despite Sinners' best efforts of keeping the fight up, getting 6 in a row. You know that T-side economy can be so lethal. Well, you lose 3 in a row like that, and they're going to be on pistols now.
All right, this one's just a massacre, straightforward. 3D Max finally breathing a little easier, right? It's been a brawl to bring back these 3 rounds, every single one contested, and now you get to just build up a little cash. You get to maybe play a little on easy street. We've only got 2 rounds left in this half, so the hard work has been done for 3D Max, right? The hardest rounds have been found to get back after a 6-0 start. Now it's about seeing how close you can keep this gap.
Now, once the train gets started, it's hard to slow it down, but they've managed to figure out a way to do so here. Now they've got a little bit of momentum in their sails here. 3D Max 4 in a row. They could close out with 6 in a row. That'd be a statement. And they're going right back to the classics here. Shelf aggression mixed with that B-side pressure here. Yoko again with 2. Quartz is going to get closed out upon. There's no safety for him. He fights his way out of a situation here. He has 2 for himself here. Somehow managing to make this work, but not going to get the 3rd. Too difficult. And Exorcist has his coverage over towards middle. So 5 rounds strung together here for 3D Max.
And limited by in the last. Couldn't have gone better. Quartz tried his best, but just no contribution from his teammates, and a tough spot to battle out of. Tough to see. 3D Max have found your answers. Sinners, you had the advantage early, but it doesn't seem like there's been that depth to it. We did see it, right? We saw some of those counter punches in towards mid, some of those shift ups, but now they're going back into that B main control, back into that heavy B main lean. This is where they're comfortable, but comfort has not netted them rounds. Looks like they want to go a little faster, being harassed, being stymied by the utility. They can't really spare the smokes right now. They just don't have that many of them. Meanwhile, on the other side, no such limitations. Is Basic actually past that smoke?
Can't tell. He might be right on the edge of it. Yeah, he doesn't have full vision, and
you're
just gonna pluck him out anyways. That's a wall bang kill right there. Beastic gets no luck in this one. Taken down early, and it just sets the tone. Sinners have to pick up the pieces from this point here. So much investment early in the resources of Sinners to try and maybe get up that ramp, but they've been met by counter utility. They've been met by smoke spam. And one thing they've got going for them is a little bit of this cave control that they can hope to use, but even that feels like it's 3D Max welcoming them into the side of the map and kind of a trap setup.
It's a trap. It's a trap. Well, Admiral Akbar's not here to warn them. So indeed, they will lose some serious bodies. Oskar tagged up as well. Quartz, he's been the hero. He's got to be the hero again. Tough fight, though. Haji's got it. And this one's looking like it's done and dusted. Player in the cubby. The only player that remains. There's actually no reason to even fight him. Just let the time whittle off the clock. But Lucky will give him an engagement. But perhaps just a consolation prize. Shock, you can't back off. This is the last round of the half, Shock. You gotta try it. As they will remind him. Thought it was MR15 for a moment. And that will take us to the half. even as it can be here at the half. And if you hadn't seen the first, you'd think this would be a very even affair. But it's been 6 rounds to start, 6 rounds back the other way, and now 4 kills to open for 3D Max. They like that mid aggression on both sides, as it turns out, and they were very ready for the numbers from Sinners. A has been taken. So just Oscar chilling here in A main. Maybe he catches somebody off guard. The bomb's actually headed this way.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
No, never mind.
God.
Gotta get up pretty early in the morning to catch these guys off guard, apparently.
Yeah, no kidding. He just turned around for that flank. He had a tingling. There's gonna be someone sneaking around in A main right there as they start to clear out the other side of the map. That's just a whitewash right there. Over towards the middle. Just complete blasting. And it is just continuing on this upward trend for 3D Max on this map. Like you said, you can't let this scoreline fool you heading into the second half, especially when 3D Max come out with a pistol run like that. What are you going to do to stop this team right now? That's the question.
Here's the question. Do they have the answer? Not in this round, they don't. Little 4K for X's season. It's a clean one. Joko's jumped up to a pretty nice scoreline here. 17-9. That's favorable for you. Joko's had a really good time since CS2, and it makes a ton of sense. He's always been the guy who loves headshots and loves aggression. Loves him a dig, loves him a push, loves him a move through smoke, and it feels like Counter-Strike 2 was just made for him.
We're familiar with this style, headshotting and such.
Familiar with his game. The French Roca, many have said.
That's a huge title to claim right there. The highest of compliments.
Truly an honor. Trying to think, they actually might have played against each other. 3D Max played at a global challenge. I'm trying to remember if that was one of the ones that Roca was at.
You have to jog that memory.
Yeah, I'm going back into the. I'm gonna go back into the memory banks to see if they're at the same global challenge. I know Roca was at some of them. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Season 29 global challenge was 3D Max. Was Roca at this one?
Jog it.
You know, Joko wasn't even on the team at the time, I don't think.
Oh.
Jinx. I forgot about Jinx. Yeah, David P, Jax, Lucky, Maka. I forgot about Jinx. I thought it was Joko. So, no. No possibility there, I'm afraid.
Battle of the Titans, though, it would have been.
Would have been. I don't think they matched up against. No.
With the auto shot.
Oh, they did not. There's an event with Virio Pro at it, back when Floppy and Ponalone were teammates. Back in the day. Oskar! Ooh! XM clip available here. Slug after slug pumped on in. And that's one way to get Sinners on the board. Why not? Upgrade available, if you can even say it is one. And Lucky and Haji left to try and pick up the pieces of this round.
I mean, hey, if he has an AK right there, I don't think he's getting 3 like that. Only the auto shot he can manufacture that sort of success. One in them all up there. I mean, they even pathed to deal with that. It felt like jumping around the corner like that. It felt like the perfect maneuver to make sure Oskar didn't get it, but wow, just lighten it up.
Wowza. Wowza indeed.
You think Oskar hit the bazinga after that?
I think he might have hit the bazinga. Might have hit him with it.
How'd you rock a USP? What's he doing right now?
Trying to get somebody's gun. Lucky, all right. Puts Oskar down. Says, let's not get too ace. Not get an ace off of us. Good flash, not a kill. Pressure on. They love a duel over the boxes, but now there's reinforcements, right? There's multiple players in the angles. There's only 11 seconds. They got to go if they're going to go, but it seems like 3D Max is going to back off for the save.
Yeah, not going to give it the full attempt there. And we asked the question just a couple rounds ago, how exactly are you going to stop this team? Well, Shoddy is always the solution. It's always the answer. There you go. It's just put in full display.
I think a wise sage once said that. His name was, if I'm not mistaken, Hiko.
Yeah. I remember that game.
Noted practitioner of the auto shoddy right now.
He collapsed just so bad he had to put it on YouTube. With the title, Valve needs to nerf this gun.
That's a tough one. You just have to sit with that
Yeah.
when you're in someone else's highlight reel.
Oh,
Haji, speaking of a highlight, blinded up, still gets the kill. Traded out, but it's quite a big exchange, and it comes out with 3D Max on top and no defenders on the A side of the map. So this is a free path to a bomb plant if they want it. They know there's one more at least to cave, so it's a wise bet to say, let's just rock through and deal with Oskar if he's here. And look at that. Oscar's not home. Bomb going down. They're a little wary still that he could be lurking, creeping. But as it is, this is a very tough retake to ask. The money's shattered. This could be a save. Quartz is going to give it a look. If he gets his donut player, the retake is on.
just on the shoulder.
Ooh. Not finding that fight, though. I think the prudent move at this point would be to back away.
Yeah, you don't want to keep testing that. I mean, donut is one of the strongest post plants you can find yourself in, and you don't know what's around that corner. You might see Maka, but there's much more right around, and it might actually fall right into the hands of Oskar here. On the exits, missed shot, though, and he's not going to retest the angle. He knows his limits.
Yeah, I mean, the value-added proposition is not worth the risk.
What about that sweet, sweet KD?
Yo, not worth not having it off in the next. Gotta be thinking like an opper here, Cole. Live,
Pretty number go
keep
up.
gun.
I like.
It's actually impressive if you look at just the kill numbers, right? You would not think this was as close of a game. Sinners have not been doing so hot on the pure fragging. You've got Quartz above positive. He's the only one on the team. But it's been working out for them. They had a few rounds that they won and forced 3D Max into the save early.
You know, with a lot of CT side saves there in that first half, so largely a reason as to why there's not as many kills here. Oskar has a chance with that saved up. Can he be effective with it? Just not finding the angles. The flashes continue to chain. And Yokos gives him a wide swing right there. As you said, a bit of a wide swing king as he dives through the smoke for more. This guy just doesn't know when to quit. And now it's going to be Lucky finding the finishing blow there. 3D Max storm their way up to double digits.
And they even get an off. Gift wrap delivered. Joko gets that for his teammate. Chuck that over to Maka. Say, here you go, boss. A present for you. Call more of those plays. Let me get some more of those. So nicely done there. 3D Max. That's that could be a backbreaker, right? You're not gonna have an op in this one for Sinners. You're gonna be fully invested with limited weaponry, no kits. Well, there is an op. Okay, they managed to make it work. Quartz presumably dropped that.
I think so.
New guy on says, all right, Oskar, 2-time HLTV player of the year, you know, you get the op.
HE right there.
Well,
30 bullets in that A4. Gonna start knocking down some of those pins here. Quartz does use that A4 effectively, but it's traded out quickly here, so they still got themselves 2v3 at the very least to work with here.
It's a double window.
A lot of time.
An issue. They're backing. They're making noise on this too. Ooh, I think those footsteps are gonna be heard. ZEDKO knows they're coming his way. ZEDKO's the listening post. They're not making a secret of this. All right, this is interesting. They had all the time in the world, but they're full sprinting it, hoping to just catch players out of position, and instead, because of that information, now everybody's on the right scene. Exorcise, you're stuck. You are out of luck, and here comes the flank. It's over.
Able to recover. Actually, no, they already have the op. They don't want to double, and they will hold on a while longer here. Tough round, but as you can see, B-Stick just setting the tone early, denying that B access. That's 3D Max just looking to run it down range, but perfect utility usage right there. Not only with the HE that makes those, you know, one-shot headshots more effective, but the smoke having to force them on through it. That's one defender there, just really handling ramp control on B-Stick. If he had no help close by at all, so if he falls, that could have been the round, but able to stand tall as ever.
Bit of a barrage here, and Shock will eventually actually find the first blood. Just through middle. Catch Watching the aggression attempted by 3D Max, and Shock gets another. They want to deal with him. He barely has to move. Just continues to find these kills. Not been tagged up yet. Now with the up, maybe he thinks a little bit wiser of continuing to fight, but never mind. He's got the confidence going now. He is harassing it. It's working. All right, Shock, take command. That's one way to seize control of a round. Just keep fighting. Never stop. There's nothing doing for 3D Max here. ZEDKO gonna try and find maybe just a little bit of damage to keep the CT economy from getting out of control, but it's a tough fight. He's got one more. He's doing a decent job of this. No control of the bomb. No real chance at this round, but 45 seconds to try and somehow find more of a way to be a nuisance.
You hit that magic number of 3 kills here. You force more reinvestments that allows for too much damage to really build up an economy. But wow, what a pixel shot right there from Oskar. Sees just enough of the shoulder. Take ZEDKO down and find themselves on 9 here in the eco. Has to come on through here. I wonder if Haji's gonna, maybe get a little bit more investment rolling, maybe a hero rifle in these sort of situations to try and keep that economy low. 3D Max like to put the pressure on their opponents, but could also just save for that AWP as well. No, he goes for that out-buy, of course.
Gotta do it. Gotta do it. Gotta keep that pressure on. That's spice. Maka in the smoke. They're wise to their games, and yeah, ZEDKO eventually finds it. Playing a game of Battleship there, right? Let's just spot the destroyer. I like the nade stack. Doesn't work here. Beast it close up to the smoke. Gonna make him some money. And no bomb plant will be available. Well, good round as we're now tied up, not 10-all. With no bomb plant to either. 3D Max, all their gains, all their battle back in. Well, Sinners have shown that they can gut it out too.
Yeah, just have more in the tank right now to stand tall against this momentum here. I wasn't sure if they were going to have that left. You saw the string of rounds there. You saw the pistol out of the gates, and I felt like that was kind of a sign of the times here that Sinners ran out of fuel, but they still got some life left in them. Tying things on up here, looking to take that lead back that they had. 6 rounds in. Look at this aggression from Beastic down the ramp here, ready to collapse in on Haji. 2 different angles that he has to fight with. Tough to deal with the aggression. ZEDKO in the meantime also finding success, and they drag the attention every which way. ZEDKO wins his mid duels. They win their fights over towards B. Nothing working for 3D Max.
And this is kind of what Sinners were doing at the beginning of the first half, right? You know the positions that 3D Max like to play. You know how they like to mount aggression on this map. You set yourselves up to punish it. This time it's for the elbow fight. Just a graveyard of little orange X's into that elbow. Shock's now in position to find ZEDKO. Look, ZEDKO's been the most dangerous individual on the server, but this would be extraordinary. And he's not got it. So 11 rounds on, no bomb plant again means a very limited buy for 3D Max. Do they want to play for overtime here? Do they want to risk it on the force?
What they go for here. Gonna get a little bit of a purchasing power on in, maybe some deagles here or there, but just a half buy here is the loss bonus because they're losing so much rounds in a row here. Starts to stack up. They'll give themselves some firepower, some chances, but they really don't want to concede Sinners. That point here. So they're still going with an effective purchase.
It will be max loss after this. So they should be all right to keep the buy going. But let's see. ZEDKO tags a nade early on. ZEDKO hunted down by those HEs. Look at this. Exorcist is all the way out, and ZEDKO is ready for it. Oskar didn't want to overextend, so he just calms over to his teammates like the alley-oop. Set him up. Knock him down, and there's just nothing doing in this round. There's nothing doing whatsoever. 3D Max tried a little bit of faster play, see if the pistols can slip some gaps, and no gaps are slipped.
No certified gap slippers. He thought for a second there that there was a chance, but like I said, Oskar with the crisp communications here. Everything is closed on off. ZEDKO to finish the job. It's now map point here for Sinners. I thought there was going to be some sort of cool game plan, you know what I mean? There's that utility that showed that maybe they had a little execute, but it's fights on all separate fronts here with the pistols. I mean, you can see it in the replay right here. A bunch of 1v1s taken right now, and it really does rely on individual effort there to land those shots, but you know, there's real strength in numbers when it comes to wielding those pistols. that wasn't utilized in that round for 3D Max.
Tense moments. 3D Max, seeing if they can close something. It is not series point, as the HUD does say. It's first map. First map. All good. Just map point. And it is Sinner's pick. And they've shown why. They've certainly justified it here. But let's see. We've seen some good adjustments from 3D Max in the past, especially in the first half. Reminder, they went down 6-0 before running it back to an even half scoreline. So, don't say this one's done just yet. They'll have to do it the hard way. There's plenty of cash. Whatever happens in this round, Sinners will be right back to the plate, trying to swing for the outfield.
I really like when teams use all of their timeouts in regulation if they're up against series point, or rather map point, I should say. You don't have anything to lose. You get an extra timeout in overtime if you take it there. So, you know, if you lose this round, it's done with. You're over. You haven't used all your resources. So 3D Max is going to discuss the game plan, talk about how they want to close out these last 2 rounds. And then if they need to, they get that extra one in OT.
Make sure they're all on the same page.
Ice the opponents here. Try and slow the roll of Sinners. They're definitely feeling the heat right now. Oh, that spam's close.
Yeah, I just gotta be a little nervous about that one. Oh, Nade into the corner, Nade into the elbow. Ooh, ZEDKO done. Tried to get a cheeky play in the smoke, and they were ready for it. But Quartz, the aggression here, he's got to stay alive. He's done his job. He's even up the scoreline. Get out of there. You know they're gonna be bringing pressure to you. He plays that beautifully. The young gun's been the heavy hitter for Sinners, and this time he manages to get away with it. So 3D Max. Now you got to figure out where you want to take this bomb. It's postured towards B. Mid's been left open, though, so rotations are viable. You don't know it if you're 3D Max. You will have to explore.
Look at Oskar.
Oh, my goodness. He's getting aggressive with the AWP. This is so bold.
There's no escape from this position. He takes a shot. Actually, no, he just does escape. I took a deep angle versus Maka. They're heading over towards this A side, and it's just the player in Donut.
Yeah, it's pulled a third player over. Shock needs to get something here from Donut. And they see his shadow. They know he's here. Oh, dead man. Now this is so very tough on the retake. Sinners are all coming from the same direction. They can't trust the mid-rotate. Ball needs to go down, but Sinners are just going to try and weed it on the clock. Oh, not going to happen. I can appreciate the commitment. It's probably the right call in that moment. It's your best chance is to deny the time they need for the bomb plant. Now this should be hopeless, and indeed it is. One round. One more round needed for 3D Max to take us to overtime. Sinners, they could still close it.
Any chance of finding that your way through that smoke right there, denied right there. Maka, great coverage to make sure that that bomb comfortably goes down. I agree with you. I think that is one of the only plays you can really make here. Once you get those post plants, you get in towards donut control here. If you're 3D Max, you're probably just locking that round down from that point forward. But if you deny the bomb plant, create a lot of chaos there. Maybe Oskar can work with that op later down the line here. Lucky diving out towards the middle for the last round of regulation and taking too much damage to the utility, though. He will fade away instead of pressing forward. Mid control successful here for Sinners.
Gives him a lot to play off of. With Shock now deep in, the question is how long can he remain? 3D Max actually postured. It's this deep A main that might actually be the difference maker. ZEDKO on it. Has a Molotov. Tough to time that. Pretty much has to keep the gun out. But it might give him a bailout option. And it's made Sinners feel comfortable enough to lean heavily over towards B. We got the 1-1-3 right now. That's the wrong 1-1-3. Pressure's coming A main. ZEDKO. The weight of the world is on his shoulders, but look at this. Shock's getting aggressive in the elbow. He wants this information. I don't think he's gotten an audio cue.
Oh, there he is.
He's going to be quick to activate. Catches Haji. That's going to propel them here in towards the temple. What if they go past ZEDKO?
Oh, my God.
Well,
here's the footsteps.
This could be the play. Now he knows. They're not looking for him. He's got one. The second second not available. Still, that gives time for his teammates to get over it. Look at the damage that's been done on Exorcist and Lucky. This one should be impossible, and indeed it is. It's all on Maka. A hopeless situation. 30 seconds to do it. Legged up. Well, he won't be dropped by Oscar. But this would be truly incredible. Find the next, but there's just no chance. Not enough bullets in that AWP to deal with the competition. And it is going to be Sinners closing it out. A tightly contested affair here on Ancient, but still, Sinners up 1-0. Just need one more map here, Cole, and they're in the Pro League.
And I mean, a familiar face in Pro League